And before we get into today's very important lecture, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my YouTube channel. You know, my channel as a content creator wouldn't be where it's at today without all of my supporters. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is the focus of this lecture is going to be, it's just another stream of income. What about that? Your YouTube check. It is just another stream of income. You know, I want to share with the audience, my channel is well over 5 years old. I've been monetized for well over 3 years, and it took me 2.5 years rural to monetize my YouTube channel. But I have said this before as a content creator. You know, once your channel is monetized, you're considered a 1099 by YouTube, aka Google. And at the end of each year just like you get your W-2 at the end of the year, YouTube will send you your 1099 to reflect the amount of money you made as a content creator for the whole year. So like I said, my channel's been monetized for well over 3 years. I'm well familiar with these 1099s. And so this validates that as a monetized channel, as a monetized content creator, this 1099 validates it is just another stream of income. And whatever your income is as a YouTube content creator, view it as that versus viewing your income as a primary source. And the reason why I say that you should really view it as another stream of income versus your primary source of income, because this money we make as a content creator, whatever amount of money we make on a monthly basis, that can vary according to many variables. Real talk. We have no control as a content creator of how many brand deals we get or don't get. We have no control of how much ad revenue we get. We have no control of the algorithm. And I have always, all of my income from YouTube for the past 3 years, I have always had the mindset, this is just another stream of income. I am not going to base my livelihood according to the algorithm. I'm not going to base my livelihood according to ad revenue fluctuating and going up and down, because I'm not going to live like that. I have always known the power. I've been fully retired, people. September of this year, I made 3 solid years. I have been fully retired from the workforce. And I got multiple pensions hitting me for the rest of my life, people. You know, I base my livelihood off what money I know I'm going to get. You know, I'm a veteran, I'm service connected. I retired from the state of North Carolina. So I'm getting 2 powerful pensions with medical benefits for the rest of my life. So whatever money I make or don't make from YouTube as an independent contractor, I don't even touch the money. My livelihood ain't dependent on this. And, you know, I don't base my livelihood off money from YouTube. I don't need YouTube check to pay not one of my bills. And another reason why any wise content creator, when you embrace that business model and understand the power of multiple streams of income, I've always known, even when I was in the military, I had other jobs. Even all throughout my working history as a licensed clinical addiction expert prior to me retiring, I've always made money utilizing my credential under my company to generate another stream of income. I still make money under my company based off my credential, people, since I've been in retirement. All that is another stream of income. I've always known this. And because for individuals, to each his own, you know, for these content creators who are basing their livelihood off their income, they get this little 1099 at the end of the year. You see how much money you made, and you stressed out because you may not have made enough money. But let me share something with you. While you should only view this as another stream of income, not to base your livelihood on, not to pay your bills, not to pay your mortgage and your car note and take care of your kids and all this and that. Because number one, as a content creator, when your channel is monetized, what if, because YouTube can do this, we are in their house, and I've known this to happen to people. What if YouTube shut your behind down? If your channel gets shut down, let me tell you something, and this your only source of income, guess what? Your money gone overnight like that. YouTube can shut you down overnight if you're behind, violate those community guidelines. So if you're one of those individuals who only had one source of income, basing your livelihood off this 1099, and your channel gets shut down, how are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to pay your mortgage? How are you going to pay your car note? How are you going to take care of your kids? How are you going to keep a roof over your head? How are you going to pay your car insurance? If you're 1099, then you got to pay into your own retirement, your own medical, your own dental, your own life insurance. Who's going to pay for all that? If that was your only source, I'm speaking truth. I'm speaking truth. I'm a veteran. I go to the VA for all of my medical. I don't see a medical bill. I got major medical under my retirement insurance from the state of North Carolina. I see no medical bills. So I say that to say, if you're basing your livelihood off this, you're in a world of trouble. I'm telling you, because there's channels getting shut down as we speak right now for violating those community guidelines. And I have always known this. And this ain't the only, when you get a pension, you get a 1099 for your pension to reflect your revenue you made under your retirement plan for the whole year. Real talk. So this ain't the only 1099 people. Then if you got a W-2 job, you're going to get a W-2 job at the end of the year to reflect how much money you made as an employee. This is basic business 101. But you got a lot of, like I say, to me, it would make good business sense. And then whatever money you make off YouTube, I've been getting paid from YouTube for 3 years now. I don't even touch the money. The money hit between the 21st and 23rd of every month, depending on what YouTube decide to do. Rather they pay me or not, that has no impact on my financial security, that has no impact on me paying my bills, that has no impact on my livelihood in any shape, form, or fashion, real talk. And I'm telling you, and that's the mindset I have. And I have always had. I've always had this mindset, and it's a powerful thing. And what that does is, when you embrace that business model, and when you ain't worried about what your money is looking like, you ain't worried about none of that. You ain't worried about membership. You ain't worried about brand deals. You ain't worried about who listens to your channel or who don't, because I'm spitting the truth. I'm not here to win a popularity contest. I'm here to impart my knowledge, skills, and ability to present thought-provoking information to the world. I appreciate everybody chiming in. I see folks chiming in. I always like to acknowledge my individuals in my live streams. But one of my styles, they ain't going no back and forth reading these little comments. That's going to slow my deliverance down. But I do want to appreciate and acknowledge everybody listening in. Because I'm going to tell you something. When I get in front of these cameras, I'm going to present my information. I'm going to be ready to get down to business. My channel's guided by the Spirit. I've talked about this before, but always around this time of the year when we get these 1099s from YouTube, my spirit always tell me, revisit this topic. Revisit this topic and remind these content creators who are monetized, view your money as another stream of income. Don't base none of your bills off this check. And what I do with this money, to be honest with you, I reinvest it into my financial portfolio. I don't even spend the money in any shape, form, or fashion. I reinvest 90% of my retirement income into another retirement account. Don't even touch the money. I don't know too many people in this world. I had a conversation with somebody in the natural environment, in the real life. I don't know too many people in this world who are in full retirement, and I retired years early, who get a pension every month and don't even touch the money, don't need the money. Real talk. And I knew when I was 10 years prior to me retiring from the state government, state of North Carolina, 10 years before I retired, I sat down, got me a piece of paper and a pencil, and I wrote down on my strategic plan on some goals that I had to achieve prior to retire in September of 2023. And one of those major goals that I had to achieve, and I tell anybody this, if you want to retire early or at any age, enter retirement with zero debt. And I met my goal of zero debt years before I retired. When I retired September 2023, I was debt-free 4 or 5 years before I retired, and I'm still debt-free. And let me share with the world on my understanding on what I mean by debt-free. I'm going to break this thing down to you. Debt-free, from my understanding, is when you have no rent, you have no car note, you have no mortgage, you have no school loan bills, you have no credit card bills, you have no medical bills, you have no personal loan bills in any shape, form, or fashion. I have none of that. The only bills I have in this world, and it's been this way for several years now, the only bills Marie Holiday got in this world is my cell phone bill, my food bill, and I buy my bottled water, people. That is it. And I pay my car insurance once every 6 months. That's ridiculously low because I'm a veteran. My property tax is ridiculously low because I'm a veteran. So in reality, rural, the totality of all the bills I have in this rural is less than $500 a month. And it's been that way for years. That's how my bills look prior to me retiring. That's how my bills look now, less than $500 a month. So what that does is it gives me more disposable income where I'm in the position financially to reinvest all of my retirement income, to reinvest all of my YouTube check, to reinvest all of the money I make from the royalties of my books, all of the multiple streams of income. I'm literally just reinvesting that money because I have no debt. So when I get ready to travel abroad, because I'm on the trajectory path to go see all of the 7 wonders of the world debt-free. I took a guided tour to Cairo, Egypt. I took a guided tour to Rome and Italy. They had to be able to walk inside of those Giza pyramids, to ride on the biblical Nile River, to walk inside of the Vatican, to walk inside of the Roman Colosseum, all of those world-renowned landmarks. And as long as God give me breath, I'm going to continue to be on this trajectory path in retirement to go see all of the 7 wonders of the world debt-free. I do not go in debt to do this, people. Real talk. And that's people, you know, whatever the power in having multiple streams of income, have that mindset in terms of viewing whatever money you make from YouTube as another stream of income. Reinvest that money versus depending on that money to pay your bills, your rent, your mortgage, your car note, food, gas, or whatever. Real talk. Share this information because, like I said, I always enjoy, especially when you send us this 1099, I always enjoy revisiting this topic to remind content creators the power of multiple streams of income and the power of not relying on a YouTube check to base your livelihoods. Because I'm going to tell you something, you know, it seems to be so popularized. You know, pay attention to these social media platforms. You know, it seems to be so popularized that a lot of content creators are homeless. You're homeless, but you're a content creator. I mean, you know, everybody's situation is everybody's situation. But as I sometimes listen to these content creators who are homeless, meaning they are homeless, and they talk about various topics, sometimes the day in the life of being homeless and what they do and sleeping in their car. But many of them that I listen to, one of the common, because I'm a licensed therapist. I maintain all my credentials. So I'm paid. I'm paid to listen. So the commonality that I observe by listening to many of these homeless content creators, the day in the life of being homeless, I don't really hear a lot of them talking about all of the footwork and effort that they're putting out to go get a job. You know, because a lot of them are homeless because they depend on, they base their livelihood off the money from YouTube, which the money from YouTube can fluctuate. You can make a few $1,000s 1 month, and the next month you ain't making nothing. You can make $4,000 or $5,000 1 month, and the next month you made $200. You can make $100 1 month, and the next month make $3,000. Who want to live like that? Who want to live in panic mode, worrying about what your income going to be every month. But expect that because you're 1099. But your basic bills as an adult, your basic bills ain't going to fluctuate. Your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your insurance, etc., taking care of the kids, your basic bills that you got to pay is not going to fluctuate. So I realize that many of these homeless content creators, high probability they're homeless because they were trying to base their livelihood on one check can fluctuate and go up and down. You can go a few months without getting anything. That's just how it is. So in knowing this, to me, it would make sense. Only view this as another stream of income. Have a primary job where you're getting your retirement and your benefits and your income and you build into your 401 and profit share and all of that. And you got your medical and your dental and all. You got your core foundation. So when you do retire, you still going to have a pension. You're going to have medical, etc. Everybody's situation is different in terms of their retirement package, and to not include Social Security. So, but you got to put in the footwork. You got to be on somebody's job to get vested into your retirement. You got to be on somebody's job to earn vacation time and sick time and a salary every month. And if you want to do YouTube, do YouTube. I mean, prior to me retiring, I was working full-time, content creator, and still making money under my company. I wasn't just making money on one source. So I think that's the commonality in regards to why we see so many homeless content creators, because they don't have a primary job. That's their core foundation. All they really relying on is a YouTube check where that money can fluctuate every month to month, real talk. So again, share this information. Somebody really might need to hear this, especially many of these content creators who, you got a lot of things that was popularized last year. Many of these content creators, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to quit my 9 to 5 and just do YouTube full time. I'm just listening to these people. My channel 5 years old. I've been monetized for 3 years. I've been making money on YouTube for 3 years. And even at my level of the stratosphere, my channel is at. I didn't know in the world I would base my livelihood or base paying my bills off a YouTube check. And like I said, my channel's grounded. I wouldn't base I wouldn't base anything off a YouTube check in any shape, form, or fashion because it fluctuates. That's the only thing that's consistent. If your channel's monetized, you can bank on it. You're going to get this 1099 at the end of the year, so you can turn it over to your CPA and file for your personal and business taxes. You're going to get that. That's consistent. You can bank on that. My accountant ain't going to get this. My accountant is the only one that know my revenue. I'm not going to get in front of these cameras. Rather, it's my personal income or my YouTube income or money I make under my company. I'm not flashing numbers. I'm just speaking in general. Because when it comes to your certain things in life, your money, your health, what goes on in your household, everything should not be privy to the world of social media in terms of self-disclosing all of your detailed personal information, real talk. So again, that's all I have. Share this information in relation to you should only view your YouTube income as another stream of income, meaning your monthly check from YouTube, because it is another stream of income. We are considered 1099s by YouTube by evidence at the end of the year. They send us this 1099 form to reflect the amount of money we made for the whole year. That's all I have. Simple fidelity, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.